In the 1600s, Catholic Jesuit missionaries arrived in China. They expected to encounter an entirely alien culture with moral values divorced from their European upbringing. Instead, they found Confucius. The missionaries were stunned to read the most influential Chinese philosopher repeating the exact same ethical directives that Jesus had taught centuries earlier. That historical glimpse of global unity feels almost impossible to imagine today. We live in a world heavily fractured by religious violence and sectarian divides. According to the United Nations, nearly half of all armed conflicts raging right now are tied to holy wars. These wars are fought over the outer trappings of faith. People kill over different holy books, over different prophets, and different names for the divine. But what happens if we strip away those outward differences? Is it possible that hidden inside every major world tradition is a single, identical truth? The writer Aldous Huxley spent years investigating this exact question. He formulated an idea he called the Perennial philosophy. Huxley proposed that there is a highest common factor across all world religions. Whether you examine Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Christianity, or indigenous traditions, there is a shared understanding of a divine reality running underneath the rituals. The philosopher Frithjof Schuon mapped this out visually. He divided religion into two layers, the outer exoteric shell and the inner esoteric core. The exoteric layer consists of the dogmas, the ceremonies, and the specific languages used to talk about God. These rules had to adapt to the specific geography and culture where the religion first formed, which explains why they look completely different from one another. But if you bypass those outer shells, you reach the esoteric layer. This is the inward, unchanging spiritual experience that remains identical across every tradition. This framework suggests that while the outer armor of faith was forged in different climates, the internal machinery might be trying to solve the same human problems. We can see this shared machinery in action by looking directly at the historical texts. The Golden Rule represents an ethical baseline appearing across nearly every recorded history. Look at this comparison of ancient texts. In Jainism, dating back over 2 millennia, the scripture explicitly states a person should treat all beings as they themselves should be treated. In Hinduism, the Mahabharata demands, "You do nothing to others which would cause you pain." This pattern holds across the globe. Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and modern secular humanism all specify the same duty: to avoid imposing suffering that one would not wish to endure themselves. The directives map onto one another almost perfectly. Long before global communication existed, completely isolated cultures arrived at the exact same ethical baseline, regardless of the religious or secular label they applied to it. How did isolated cultures all figure this out? The answer actually sits inside the human skull. Dr. Andrew Newberg studies Neurotheology, a field that uses brain imaging to monitor individuals from various faiths while they experience profound spiritual awakenings. By analyzing hundreds of subjects, researchers found that these awakenings consistently trigger 4 distinct feelings: a sense of total unity, an extreme intensity, a deep clarity, and absolute surrender. This diagram shows the specific mechanism driving those feelings. During an intense spiritual state, there is a measurable, sharp drop in activity right here in the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe is the brain's navigation center. It maps out your spatial awareness and establishes the rigid boundary of your sense of self. When this region powers down, that boundary vanishes. Without the brain actively maintaining the borders of the ego, the subject physically feels themselves merge with the surrounding universe or a higher power. Spiritual connection is a biological function hardwired into the human nervous system. Every human being is physically equipped to experience it. When we combine the brain scans with the ancient texts, the sectarian violence of the modern world becomes deeply ironic. The Parliament of World Religions has stated plainly that religion is routinely hijacked. Leaders use the outward, exoteric shells of faith as political weapons to incite xenophobia and consolidate tribal power. That political weaponization actively contradicts the biological purpose of spiritual practice, which is to dissolve the ego and generate compassion for others. The alternative to that violence is what scholars call a unitive consciousness. It means recognizing the highest common factor we all share, without demanding that anyone abandon their specific culture to convert to a single global religion. People can maintain their unique rituals, prayers, and languages, while still anchoring themselves in a shared biological and ethical reality. Recognizing this shared core doesn't immediately dissolve thousands of years of tribal power structures or political exploitation, but it provides a stable foundation for a global ethic, one that identifies our common biological and moral reality as the baseline for a more durable peace.